Oh, hello. Hey, welcome to Pugs Company, the Pillow Talk edition, heard every night, Sunday through Thursdays. That's at 10 o'clock, which coincidentally it is right now, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. 10/20, year of our Lord 2021. Hi, I'm your humble host. I'm Pugs. We do this, as I said, every night, and we have a little bit of fun. We bring in some boys, we talk, we shoot the shit, we chop it up, whatever you want to describe this as. That's what we do here, and we hope you come along for the ride. Join us in the chat room, share the fact that we're doing this, and do your part. We also do something during the day. We call that high noon. Every day at noon we come in here, and that's a little bit more structured. That's dependent. That's a topic driven thing at noon Central Time every day, Monday through Friday. Oh, Mr. Popular. What do you mean I'm not on? You guys can't hear me?
But your microphone is pointed at, I don't know, your laptop mic or something. It's not on the microphone. Your audio input is like, I don't know, on browser settings or something.
What the fuck? Nor on the internet mic?
No.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
You're on the microphone that comes with the laptop.
Yeah.
You got a laptop right there?
Yeah, I got a laptop right
Okay, well, right now what's broadcasting is the audio that the microphone on the laptop's picking up, not the microphone that's in front of your face is picking up.
All right. Well, here, let's see.
So I don't know if that microphone is going into like a Scarlett box or an audio interface, and you need to switch to that source.
You just sound like you're in a tin can.
No, you just sound like you're talking on a laptop from about 3 feet away.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm fine with it. I don't care.
Switch it so we can hear you on the mic. You've done it before.
This is fine. Ed's going to demand I switch it. All right, what is going on? What did I do? I did nothing.
It'll fix itself. Don't worry.
No, it won't fix itself. Go to the settings, the little thing down here that looks like a gear.
Okay.
Then you click that.
Yeah.
And it should have like video input, audio input. See your
audio input, video input, audio input says default.
Yeah, you don't want it to be on default. Why don't you go ahead and do that drop down list and pick the interface box. Mine's a Scarlett box, so it says Scarlett. But whatever the brand is on your audio interface box.
Is that better? Is that better? 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. Yeah,
that's better.
Yeah, it fixed itself.
Like I need this nonsense. Why did that happen? I didn't do anything.
You had it set on default.
User error.
No, it's not user error. It's the exact same setup it always is. I don't touch it.
That's what I'm here for. That's what
I don't touch it to avoid such shenanigans.
For not touching it, you seem to screw it up quite regularly.
Oh, yes, Mr. I can't figure out the link. You have problems on your end, too. Don't act like it's just me.
It's because you're sending me the link. That's the only reason I have the problem.
Yeah, I send you the exact same link every single day just because you did something on your end that made your link look funny.
Nope. Same link was sent to James on the same day.
Yeah, so hey, I figured something out with the extra streaming channels. I have to be logged in and click the link and be signed in before the broadcast starts for me to be able to send it to my channel. So I just kind of have to remember to do that. But I did today. And so in addition to going out on whatever channels you guys have, it's going out on my YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter accounts as well.
Very good.
Yeah.
You doing the same thingy?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I have a YouTube channel, but I don't know that it makes any sense because it's not really my YouTube channel. It's my kid's YouTube channel.
All right. Well, I was rolling too. I was rolling. The vibe was good. Now I'm pissed off.
Well, I understand. I get mad at myself for my mistakes all the time.
You son of a bitch. Where did James go? What is this? Why do we got to look at Colombian Drumlord?
Shut up.
I like how when you talk and it's just the box, your face kind of like it pulses.
It does. It does. Look at that. That looks great. It's like you're talking to that brain in that episode of Star Trek where the brains were like betting on who's going to win the next fight.
Well, I was doing more of like a HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's kind of what it's like. Dave.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal. I can't do that, Dave.
I like it. I like
Freeze out there on your own, Dave.
Look at this. I'm in a good mood again. And why am I in a good mood? Oh, come on.
John Cash. Oh, John Cash. Great John Cash.
Two, three, one more time.
A beautiful piece of music is what it is. It is a beautiful piece of music.
If he had written that in 1790, it would be a classic. They would be performing that in ballets and operas all around the globe.
Right, it'd be right up there with like a Tchaikovsky or a Bach or a Mendelssohn or
Right.
it's very majestic. It fits very well into a classical setting, except for the cool little drum kit.
Hey,
But
isn't that a question? Okay, so here's a question for you. What is the oldest piece of music that we know of?
oh,
You know what I mean? Like did the ancient Greek Olympics have a theme? I mean, like, what is the oldest piece? There must have been songs that were sung while they were building the pyramids, right? That's just human nature to pass time by being musical.
I bet you it's a pirate song.
No, but it's not even, it's 120 years ago. That's not, or 100, you know what I mean? The pirates weren't that long ago. I mean, we can go way, we already know songs. Yeah, like classical Beethoven and stuff like that are older than most pirate shanties. But I'm thinking like what did they sing?
well, what counts? What counts as a song? Because there's psalms in the Bible that King David wrote in like 450 BC. We have lyrics to songs that were written on cuneiform tablets from the ancient Sumerians, even before that.
Well,
So
the Sumerians, James, they were the first civilization. So if they've got songs, I would say it would go all the way back up. So can you hum a few bars of? Oh,
they did not have musical notation, which is the point.
Oh,
so are you asking?
yo,
Are you asking what's the
home.
oldest? Right. What is that? The Jawas or something? Are you asking what's the oldest song that we have the musical notation for? Because that's different.
I don't know. I'm not that much of a music nerd. I just want to know, like, what is the oldest song that we could sing? Like, what is like the oldest song that we know of?
Oh, the reason I remember that.
Found it.
Oh, what is it?
It is a song. Here, let's listen to it. This is the oldest song known to man. Google.
Random calls and offers.
No, it's not this one. This is just the commercial.
Soak up the sun and peace.
All right.
Hello, Google Fi. A phone plan
that can. I get that commercial. All right. This is the oldest known melody. Hurrium hymn number 6 dates all the way back to 1400 BC.
Are they playing a harp?
I guess I should ask, what's the oldest catchy song? How did this become a hit? Because it was the only one. Topped the charts for 1,000 years. This one.
Yeah, what's your favorite song? The only one that exists?
What's the instrument? A harp?
Yeah, it looks like a harp.
They had the first top 10 list was just this song 10 times.
And yet, oddly enough, it's titled Hurrium Hymn number 6. So what about the first 5? Okay. I think that's enough of that. That is the world's oldest song, Hurrium Hymn number 6, date back to 1400 years BC, and it looked like it came out of Iraq, where everything originated from, apparently. Apparently that's it's where the
from
Sumerian people
Mesopotamia
were.
is, yeah.
Yeah. The cradle of civilization there. Yeah. Okay, so we've answered that question. That's a good one. Hey, let's get started. What do you say we do a little bit of a moment of joy? Something that I like to do each and every day here. Something that makes us feel happy. Something. Oh, boy, you know what I almost did? I almost just went right into John Tesh again. No.
You
Oh,
could. That would count. What's wrong with that?
yes, it would on
It'd be a
NBA
repeat.
Day. For all you testicles out there.
Did the Bulls play tonight?
Did the Bulls play? You mean, did the Bulls win tonight? Yes, of course. Yeah,
Mavericks didn't play tonight.
no, Mavs play tomorrow. Mavs play tomorrow night. It's going to be a very exciting game. We all look forward to it. Okay. Here, let me see if I can make this. See if we can get this. All right. Here's your moment of joy. This is a very funny one. You know what? And I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that it's funny. I shouldn't, because then people that wasn't funny. Now, I thought this was pretty clever. This is a TikTok. It's a very popular TikTok today. And essentially what it is we're going to watch somebody sit down, and it's an interview with none other than the star of this season. Is it Sharon? Yes, the star of this season, Michael Myers. A sit-down interview with Halloween killer Michael Myers. Let us all enjoy this. Here we go. All right.
My name is Michael Audrey Myers, and I'm one of the greatest ever. Every morning I wake up, 2 raw eggs in the gym, 2-3 hours, sauna, cardio, training, weightlifting. You know, I do it all. I cut off all distractions. Look right here. Sent to me about 4 or 5 minutes ago before the interview. Look at it right here. Look. She talked about it come to Miami, Annabelle. Talk about come to Miami. Left her on red. I ain't come to Miami. I'm working. Everybody always asks me, you know, how do you get there? When they see you, they're running across the building. They're running down the stairs. They're running across the parking garage. They're in their car. They think they're safe. You're already there. How do you do that? Work ethic. Nobody working like me. Nobody. Pennywise talk about, oh, I'm big time. You living in the sewer. My condo $4,800 a month. You're not moving like me. You know what I'm saying? You heard the 4 greats. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Michael Phelps, Michael Myers. That's me. I'm one of the big dogs. You know, let's wrap this shit up. I got places to be. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go murder some of.
There you go. That was funny. That was funny shit. I don't care if that was pretty clever. That was pretty clever. A sit-down interview with Michael Myers, and he's sort of embodying the personality of what? An NBA player? What? A hip-hop star? I don't know. I like the Annabelle thing. Look at Annabelle. That come to Miami. I left her on red. You give me nothing, you fucks. You give me nothing. What an awful audience. You know what? I'm leaving y'all on red.
Okay. I loved it. I liked how he grouped the top 4 Michaels, and he was in there. I really felt Michael Phelps didn't need to be up there with Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Michael Phelps, and Michael Myers.
No, you don't think so?
That was pretty clever insert there.
Yeah.
I liked his attitude. Michael Myers, his voice is a lot younger than I had expected.
Yes.
He has been around since about the time I was born, and he was already a grown man then. So
he got beef with Pennywise.
Well, and he's going to win that every time because he's right. Pennywise lives in the sewer,
and he's got a $4,800 a month condo payment.
He's just not moving like me. Yeah, I love that.
He's not.
I thought that condo payment was actually, if you're Michael Myers, that's probably a little low.
Yeah. Let me see here. Do I have this for you? Do we have something else? Look at that. Oh,
hey, that's me with my deer.
That is James Parker. Yesterday we talked about James Parker and how he's so country that he actually had a deer as a pet as a little boy. And look at it. There it is. That thing is.
That's Bambi.
Yeah, that's Bambi. So since we got the deer up, you're probably wondering, or are you wondering how he came in the possession of a deer?
Yeah. How did you end up? Well, I mean, I just assumed you lived, in the woods. I don't know.
Well, let's just go back in the Wayback Machine. Emil brought the flux capacitor, so let's go ahead and set the DeLorean to like 1985 83 or maybe 84. I was
Okay.
either 6 or 7 when this happened, but times were different then. We were going to a horse show in Oklahoma City.
Man, that's country. That's country. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, we were going to we were going to a rodeo in Oklahoma City, and so my parents had the horses in the trailer in the back. They're in the
Holy shit, you had horses. You weren't just going as a spectator. You were participating.
You were
in
going to
all-
win a blue ribbon?
yeah, well, attempt, but it was an old like 75 Ford, so it just had the bench seat in the front. The horse trailer was hooked up to the back, but it had a camper on it. So me and my sister are back there with a couple of sleeping bags, just sliding around every time we turn. Right? There was no seat belts. No one was worried about that. You know, if it was too hot or too cold, we just toughed it out. So on this trip, it is night, and it wasn't night like 9:30. It was night like painful, like midnight or something, because we had to wait for my dad to get off work before we left. And
that's real night for like a 6-year-old.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Oh, and it was so weird because there's no connection between the windows, so they can't hear us. We actually had a set of Fisher-Price walkie-talkies, as stereotypical as that sounded, so we could communicate with the cab. Me and my sister in the back, just sliding around on the truck bed.
You still alive back there?
Yeah, so we try and pay attention, but we're also playing games. We had like a little travel version of Battleship or whatever.
Is that your sister we're seeing in the picture?
No, that's Heather Dickerman.
Oh.
She actually grew up to be very attractive.
Oh, very good.
But okay, so the truck in front of my parents hit a deer that was jumping across the road. Hit it. The deer spun off. We just happened to be paying attention when it happened. And so after the deer got hit, it almost hit my dad's truck, and he has to slam on the brakes.
Okay.
And so he slams on the brakes and almost hits the deer and has to swerve into the shoulder. And just by happenstance, we finally come to a stop. And the mama deer's baby was on the side of the road right next to our truck. And so me and my sister, if I'm 6 or 7, then she's 8 or 9. We're like, oh my God, it's a baby deer. And so this baby was worried about its mom. So it kind of started walking over toward where its mom's carcass was. And it's totally confused. And there's other cars that are just whizzing by on the interstate like this. A deer's never seen that.
No.
So, kind of the old deer in headlights thing. This deer was like in shock. And so me and my sister went up to it and we were like petting it. And Dad's like, oh no, the mom deer's not going to make it. My dad kind of drug it out the road so 18 other cars wouldn't roll over it and turn it into mincemeat. And then we were going to get back in the truck and go, but me and my sister were just seized on this little deer, and we're like, Dad, we can't leave her here. Her mom's dead. We can't just leave her. So
that was the last time you had empathy for anything.
Right, that was it. That's where it cut off.
What's going on over there, sunglasses?
I got no idea.
Can you hit mute for a second?
Yeah, sorry.
So my dad, this is all so different. Like when you look back, because my dad was probably only like 31 or 32 at the time.
Okay.
And so in order to shut up his stupid crying kids, just grabs this deer,
Right.
throws it in the back of the camper with us. And then we get in the camper and throw up the tailgate, slap down the camper, flap. And we take off. And so
worry about it later. Shut the kids up. Give them the deer. We'll worry about it later.
Yeah. So that was exactly it. And so then me and my sister are in heaven. You know how awesome it is if you're like a 6-year-old kid and there's a tiny newborn baby deer that you just get to play with for hours. Yeah, Bambi. We literally saved Bambi's life. Me and my sister are over the moon. Like, oh, I wonder what he eats.
6 years old, that'd be awesome now. That'd be awesome for me.
Yeah, it would be.
It'd be a cool night.
So we go to the rodeo. We take care of the baby. We get like a baby bottle at the drugstore and put milk in it. And sure enough, he's fine. And we come home and we call the game warden. The game warden says, actually, you can keep them until they turn into a spike. And so we're like, well, what's a spike? And that's when it's a male deer. When the horns actually come out long enough to where it can poke you, that's when you have to get rid of it. Because when it gets old enough, it will kill you. Whether it's
accidentally. They're not aggressive.
Well, they're not especially aggressive, but during rutting season, the males will kill you.
Yeah, that's true. They get horny.
Right.
That's why they run out in the middle of the road.
And this was a male, and even if he loves you, he'll just get in the mood and kind of see red and just just gore you. It happens, and they told us a lot of stories about it. So we got to keep this deer for a year, for like a calendar year, and that was incredible. I would wake up in the morning. We lived in a trailer. You can kind of see it in
knowing
the
the whole
background.
time that you were going to have to give it away.
Yes, but we had 1 year with the deer, so it almost made it more precious. So we're living in a single wide trailer, all 4 of us, and I wake up in the morning, I'll go get a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, and I sit down on the shag carpet in front of the 19-inch TV, and I watch Saturday morning cartoons with my pet deer next to me.
That's pretty baller. I like it. That's good.
Yeah, oh, and we couldn't properly socialize it with other deer, so it just hung out with our little herd of dogs. I don't know if you ever live in the country in a trailer, but you managed to accumulate dogs.
I
So
have not. I have not
Yeah.
had that life experience.
So you end up with a herd of dogs. 3 or 4 is the average, right? And
Mhm.
so, and one of them was a Great Dane, and the Great Dane was significantly bigger than the deer. And so the deer saw the Great Dane as his daddy or
Oh,
mama or whatever it
like
is.
that. All right.
And the our driveway is like a quarter mile, and the long stretch where people come up the driveway kicking up dust, the dogs can see them coming, and they go down, they catch the car, and they chase it all the way back. And the deer learned to do that too. So it would always freak people out when new people would come over to our house and a deer and 3 dogs were chasing their car for sport. And they were freaked out. They're like, "Is that a deer that just chased my car up your driveway?" We're like, "Yeah, what does it look like? What do you think it is?"
Yeah.
They're like, "I don't know. I've never had a
what
deer
more?
like chase my car." They're like, "Can I pet it?" I'm like, "Yeah, come over here."
So let's fast forward to the point where you had to give
Was-
it away.
Was
that
it house trained?
No, it stayed outside. It ate dog food. We tried to give it other food because we actually have cows and horses and chickens and stuff. Only other thing it would really eat out of the farm was this formula that you give baby calves when you buy a calf off its mom before it's weaned. You use this powdered milk stuff that comes in like these giant 40-pound sacks.
So what
It-
you gave it
it
away? I
loves
don't know
that.
what that was like. What was it like when you had to give it away? Were you tears and crying and oh baby? And then where did it go? Like, did you just set it loose in the woods after it was raised by people, or did it go to some sort of reserve? What was the story?
Yeah,
How
it's funny.
soon I guess my question is, how soon after you got rid of it do you think it died? That's my question.
Well, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But the way they talked about it sounded like this whole foster family system that they had for wayward animals.
And you still believe that? You were told that at 6, and you still believe that was a thing?
Well, look, it's different. Where I'm from, there was this family of like oil billionaires, like the Beverly Hillbillies, like the Clampetts or whatever, and they came in all kinds of money. So in Tyler, there's Caldwell Auditorium, and then there's Caldwell Preschool, which is free for the local kids. And they started a freaking zoo. So there's Caldwell Zoo, but it's not like a zoo like the Dallas Zoo or some
It's like a
municipal
free range zoo. It's like right?
It's kind of a mix, but it's a private zoo, and it just lives off like this something $1 billion endowment. And
Did you get to go visit it?
Yeah, it was free. The zoo was free for the people of Tyler until I was like 20 something, and then
No, I mean,
made
did you get to go?
Yes.
visit
So
deer?
we would go to the zoo and we would go see Bambi for about a year, but then we were told Bambi got sent to the San Diego Zoo, like the San Diego Zoo.
That
So
means the
I don't-
coyotes got it.
Yeah, either the coyote, it might have got some like infection because it, had some bad pork chops or something.
No.
So it could have died. It could have got gored to death. It could
It
have just
didn't go to the San
got like the flu or whatever. But they told us it went to the king of all zoos, the San Diego Zoo.
Well,
And that
that's
almost
awesome.
sounded too good to be true. But what if Bambi really was like an excellent specimen? And see, the advantage our deer had over all of the other deers in the zoo, and even when we went back to the zoo to see it, was this deer not only had no fear of humans, craved human attention. It
Really?
was it thought it behaved like a dog. We had this deer from when it was just a few days old, and we immediately socialized it with our pack of 4 dogs. It behaved like a dog. It would try and bark like a dog. It would chase cars like a dog. It would sleep under the porch like a dog. It would come sit in your lap while you're watching TV like a dog.
What's the
And-
life expectancy of a deer?
Life expectancy of a deer, I believe, was like 20 years.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, well, maybe it went on and live. I love deer. Deer are Deer are my 5 favorite animals. Deer, dog, dolphin, pig, and cow. Those are my 5 favorite animals. That's them right
Where's
there.
cat? Where's cat?
Fuck cat. Cat, you know where cats are? Okay, you want to know what my 5 least favorite animals are? Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Hornets.
Giraffes, number 5. Just freaky long neck goats. That's all giraffes are. Weird ass freaks of nature. Giraffes, alligators, some sort of prehistoric abomination
That's
alligator.
a reptile. That's not an animal.
Whatever.
That's a reptile's an animal, dude.
Whatever. He's in my list.
Split hairs.
Then we go cats. Cats will be number 3, like house cats, but 3 animals that I loathe the most. Geese. And you know what number 1 is? Number 1 is easy. Squirrels. Freaking hate squirrels. Little sons of bitches. I hate them. Squirrels are mean, man. You guys ever have a run-in with a squirrel?
No, but I couldn't imagine it would be that bad. I would kick it across the yard like a football.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah, I would.
You should say that because I just happen to have an example of what a squirrel gets into. Sons of bitches.
Stop. Bro, one day we're going to come up with the list of all the animals I have kicked.
Why don't you work on that now while I'm trying to find this squirrel?
I've kicked a snake. I've kicked a raccoon. I've kicked a possum. I've kicked cats, dogs, of course, all the obvious goats. I've kicked tons of chickens. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many chickens I've kicked.
You've kicked chickens?
Goose.
Why you
we had chickens for a while. In fact, we had a giant flock of chickens when I was real little. And then when we moved, we didn't do it for a while. And then when we brought it back, we had a giant flock of chickens till we got this one dog that got a taste for the blood. And just slowly wiped them all out.
Yeah. All right, look at this. Here. This is what squirrels get into. Squirrels are freaking mean, man. I've been attacked by a squirrel, chased by a squirrel.
Stop it. You have not been attacked or chased by a squirrel.
Yes, I have.
It's like saying I got attacked by a 3-year-old toddler.
No, dude. Squirrel. Well, I don't know. Maybe city squirrels are different than country squirrels, but I've been around some
city squirrels are all soft, man. They're not even. Oh, come on.
I don't think so, man.
Why can't you just stomp on it? You know how many squirrels I can beat up right now? All of them.
Watch this
at the
squirrel.
same time.
Watch this shit. Watch this. Oh, I've seen squirrel videos. There are squirrel videos on YouTube. Look at this guy. All right, he's got a squirrel in his fireplace.
Time to go home, buddy. He's so little.
Oh, cute little squirrel. Cute little.
Gonna jack you up.
Cute. Oh!
It's okay.
Ow! Ow!
Yeah, man. Squirrels.
Time to go home, buddy.
Fuck around with a squirrel, man. These sons of bitches. These are my least favorite animals. They're just rodents in fancy coats.
Ow! Ow!
The audio's not lined up, so it catches me off guard.
What'd you say, James?
Yeah, the audio's not lined up on mine, so he screams before I see the squirrel grab him.
Wow, squirrels. Squirrels are bastards. Here, I'll show you something else. I'll show you another.
Look, part of the problem with the modern humans' interaction with nature is how Disneyfied we've become about these animals. We think squirrels and raccoons and bunny rabbits are just like the little squirrels and raccoons and bunny rabbits we saw in cartoons like Bambi. Yeah, they help Cinderella get ready for the ball, but in real life, nature is deranged, and all of it is designed to kill you. Either aside from like fruit spreading the seed, like everything on an animal, their scales, their poison, their fangs, their claws.
Well, once again, I'll give you my list: deer, dogs, dolphins. None of those are mean. Those are pigs, cows. None of those are mean. Those are all lovable. Those are all.
But you don't know anything, dude. A wild pig would eat you.
I didn't say a wild pig. I'm talking about Vietnamese potbelly pigs. Yeah, the kind of pigs that people have as pets. I want a pig as a pet.
That's a Disneyfied view of pigs. That's not a real world.
No, it's not.
View of pigs.
It's not a weird. It's just not the variety of pig that you've been come accustomed to out there in the sticks. Wild boars. Those don't exist in the real world. Just in the countrified world that you come from. All right, watch this though. All right, you want to see what a squirrel is? Watch this. All right, you see this? Watch this shit. Watch this squirrel. This is a city squirrel. This is how they roll. Okay, so dude's got a squirrel on his on it. Okay, so this guy says he was attacked by a squirrel, right? So he somehow got it in a box, and now he's going to let it out of the box. Watch what the squirrel does. Here you go. This is how squirrels roll. City squirrels. All right, you see that guy?
That's not fear. That's rage. That's rage right there. That squirrel was coming after me. I got him in the box because I didn't want to hurt him.
They come after you.
He's really upset
They
now.
jump out of trees and land on you.
And I'm hoping that after he's had a chance to calm down, get a hold of himself, he'll just scamper off into the bushes.
Yeah, good luck.
Like a good little squirrel.
No, that squirrel's a son of a
Pull him out and
bitch. You
see
can
what
tell.
happens.
Watch this shit. Watch what this guy
Go
does.
be free. Go be free. Yeah, there you go. That's not free. You're not being free. Don't. Freedom is the other way. Go for the freedom. No. Go be free.
This thing wants blood, man.
I don't want
The
you to
blood
come after
squirrel.
me. Go. Go be free.
Stops because he hears a
free that
dog,
way.
and then
Go that
decides
way.
he wants to fight anyway.
No.
Here it comes.
Other way.
Mean
No.
little
Trees the other way. There's lots of
fancy
trees around,
rat.
buddy. Lots of trees.
Kick him.
Go get yourself a tree.
That is so cute. Look at that little guy. Hey, little
Why are
guy.
you raising your paw? Are you gonna try to fight me?
Yeah.
I'm a lot bigger than you. Please don't follow me.
All right, good. Stay there, squirrel. Good. No, here it comes.
Give me $20 if you
This
stop.
thing is not gonna quit.
All the nuts you can eat. No. No.
Come on, that's
Go away.
weird.
No.
They're supposed to be afraid of us. Look at his
Okay,
tail is
okay.
up. Oh, he's in a.
defensive posture. Okay.
Look at that.
All right.
He wants to fight.
I understand. Oh. I understand that you're very upset right now. I didn't like it in the box either, but
All right. Don't you tell me squirrels aren't bastards. that thing was not gonna. Wouldn't you think you'd let him out of the box and he'd go run away? No. Squirrels want to fight. Squirrels want to kick your ass.
Yeah, not worried about it. Not worried about it.
you
Just kick
should-
him. Just kick his ass. Just...
Oh, here. Oh, here's another one. All right. Since we're trying to prove to you how rough squirrels are. Here's a news report out of Brooklyn. Squirrels were attacking people and sending them to the emergency room. You think squirrels don't attack people? Watch this. This is some crazy stuff. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
Are afraid to walk outside. It's not because of a rise in crime or a spike in COVID cases. It's because of squirrels, of all things, that are attacking residents. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson has the story from Rego Park.
It was so fast. And he had his claws out. He hung on there. It's not like he was jumping and jumping away. He was there.
Here is Super Squirrel in action, believed to be the same critter.
And it just basically runs up my leg. And I'm like, okay, squirrel, hello, what are you doing?
That attacked Micheline Frederick.
He either bit me or scratched me on my neck. And then I must have reached over or do something. And next thing I know, it's an MMA cage match and I'm losing.
The biting and clawing,
Look at the blood!
her hands were covered with blood, black and blue. As a precaution, she got a rabies shot. That was December 21st here in Rego Park. Micheline warned her neighbor. Then the squirrel pounced on Leisha's back as she walked into her home.
I tried to shake it off, but I can't. A squirrel has
Because they
claws.
hang on like
Cling
rodeo
onto
bull
your,
riders.
Winter jacket. There's no way you can shake it off.
Nope.
At least 3 other people here on 65th Road and Drive have had similar encounters with either a single rogue squirrel or a pack.
She sped up, it sped up. She crossed the street, it crossed the street.
They've reached out to the city for help, but were told to hire their own licensed trapper, which
Yeah, okay, we'll get into that. All right, sure. Well, no, that's my point. That's why squirrels are my least favorite animal. Squirrels can suck it.
Wait. I got my license, my squirrel trapping license.
that comes with your birth certificate there in East Texas, right? When you're born, you get
No, it's my goat herding license. Hang on, it's around here somewhere.
What do you got there? So no other questions about my list of animals that I hate?
Hi, Monique.
Oh, hey, it's Monique is here too. Monique, what kind of animals do you hate?
Rats.
No, they get a bad name. It's too easy.
Roaches.
That is a squirrel.
What's that?
A rat's like really
No.
close to a squirrel.
Yeah, they're rodents. A squirrel is a
No,
family.
no. Look, that's a fun thing to say because squirrels are so beloved. But a rat and a
They're
squirrel.
not. Is my point.
No, they are. They are. Squirrels eat acorns. Rats don't eat acorns. Squirrels live in oak trees and they store up acorns in the little hollow knots of oak trees. And
Did
they
you
have
see the
cute
blood
little-
that lady
they have
had
a
on
cute
her?
little fluffy tail. All right. And I know it doesn't
No,
sound
you're
like
so
much, but if
sap.
a rat had a cute little fluffy tail, it'd get a lot further in this world than it is right now.
You are such a sap. That's like it's like it's like the
Rats eat trash. Rats are running
So
through the
do
alleys
squirrels, dude.
behind the restaurant to the French Quarter, not squirrels.
Yes, they do. That's when most people get attacked by squirrels in the city is when they open their garbage bins and a squirrel jumps out on them. Yeah, I don't think you know about city squirrels.
Is that recent, that city squirrel like clip that you played?
Let's see. Yeah, it's a good question. It doesn't matter. I mean, they historically attack.
Well, because if it is, I think we got a job for CeeLo. We'll ship her over.
Yeah, there you go. It's from December of last year. So there you go.
A little long.
Well, it's this year. I mean,
I don't know. It's like anti-squirrel propaganda to me.
December 29th, 2020 is when that story was going around. But no, I have seen squirrels drop out of trees. Now, I overstated. I've never been attacked by a squirrel, but I watched my friend get attacked by a squirrel. We were riding bikes, and that's how I know they drop out of trees. He's riding a bike in front of me, and he drops out of the tree, and the thing lands on his back of his neck, and then he bails on the bike. He falls, and I stop, and I'm screaming, and he's grabbing the squirrel, and the squirrel bit him. He had to go, and this was back in the 80s, man. When a squirrel bit you, you didn't just get the one rabies shot. He had to go in for like that whole
like 20 of them, right?
Yeah, like that whole crazy 1980s version of a rabies shot. It was the worst experience of his life, and I'm telling you, I never rode my bike under trees again without looking up first, making sure that them damn squirrels. And you know what? That's why I root our dog on. That's why I root on CeeLo, because we got a whole bunch of squirrels in this yard, and I'm telling you, they are mean. Squirrels are mean, and I root for our dog to get one day, just to prove who's boss of this yard. It's because I'm telling you.
Okay, but here's what's more frustrating, and Monique's bringing this point up, is that the crows give us a lot of problems with our trash can. Like if your trash can doesn't shut all the way because you made a lot of trash that week, and so the lid's kind of lifted up and you got some trash, crows will land on the side of the trash can. They will poke through the bag and they will pull trash out. And you'll wake up in the morning, there'll be trash all over your driveway because these stupid crows
crows are fine.
Smelled your leftover whatever fast food bag.
Crows are fine. All right, we're talking about the worst bird.
Crows are fine.
Crows are fine. The crows are fine. Crows don't.
Crows eat your crops. You ever tried to grow corn? You won't.
No, James. I have never tried to grow. This is just city versus country. This conversation here. Have you ever?
Hey, just because your cousin's ugly and you wear shoes every day, don't mean you're better than me.
No, let me tell you something. All right, I mean, this is right in line with our city versus country argument. Crows are fine. You know what aren't fine? Pigeons. Pigeons suck. Pigeons do nothing but shit all over sidewalks. They shit on you. They don't care. Pigeons are gross. Now, if we're going to go back to the conversation of animals that you've kicked, I've kicked a lot of pigeon. As a matter of fact, we used to have a game called Kick a Pigeon.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, because you could kick pigeons like little footballs and they go flying. And then you kick them and they get about 3 feet in the air and then they start flapping their wings and they fly off. It's like, they're not hurt. You're just launching them. I used to do that waiting for the bus all the time.
Giving them a boost.
Yeah. I didn't put pigeons in my list of animals that I think suck because that's a bird. That's a bird that I think suck. I made a distinction there. But I guess I included a dolphin in my animals that I like. But a dolphin's a mammal, right?
Birds suck.
No, birds do not suck. I'm a bird freak. Hey, Monique, do you know that I, over the past 5 years, have become a bird watcher?
Ornithologist?
Oh, no.
Ornithologist? I wasn't going to use the phrase. I didn't think I was with a cultured group. But yeah,
What you do with your free time?
I had eagles. I had bald eagles that used to land in my yard. Oh, you're laughing? I did. I had bald eagles.
Pugs want a cracker?
I had one named Jackson. I had one named Glenn. Do you know why he was named Glenn?
John Glenn.
No. I had an eagle named Glenn.
Glenn Campbell. Duh.
No. But you're close.
You're a big country music fan. Huge.
Why would it be Glenn Campbell, though? I mean, you're close.
Because you're such a big country music fan.
No, my eagle was named Glenn because the day that I first spotted him and had to come up with a name for him was the day that Glenn Fry of the Eagles died. So it just seemed like, this is a perfect name. So Jackson and Glenn were the two main ones, but they had a bunch of kids, and those kids were around. I know all about eagles. I know all about peregrine falcons. We also had peregrine falcons out there, red-tailed hawks, river hawks, had all of. I love birds. You know what, Monique? I'm gonna come kind of onto your side here, though, because you know what? I make a distinction. I like predator birds. I like eagles and hawks and falcons. You're right. I don't really give a shit about sparrows and stuff.
Raptors.
Like
You like raptor
raptor birds. Absolutely. Yeah. Predator birds. My favorite of which are the peregrine falcons. I would sit out there and fun fact about eagles. You want to talk about an animal that has incredible publicity or PR on its side. Eagles are not nearly as cool as people. Eagles are scavengers. Eagles aren't like hunters so much. You know what eagles do? So I lived on this wetland reserve, and we had like hundreds of seagulls. When the seagulls see something in the water that they want to hunt for, they'll form a circle. And like 50 seagulls will start circling in one area. And then one by one, the seagulls will dive off of the circle and go right down and try and get something. You know what bald eagles do? They sit in the big, fat, lazy bald eagles. They just sit on their tree branch and wait for the seagulls to actually form that circle. And then as soon as that circle happens, they'll fly and they try and take the fish out of the mouth of the seagull. And then you know what happens when one eagle tries to take a fish out of the mouth of one seagull?
All the seagulls gang up on the eagle?
Yep, all the seagulls gang up on the one eagle. And guess what the eagle does? It runs like a bitch. It'll give up the fight. A bald eagle is not this magnificent monster creature that we've made them out to be. They are scavenger pussies who get chased off half the time by a bunch of seagulls. There you go. But I do like eagles. They are cool. They're cool because they look cool, but that's really it. They're like, like a handsome boxer who gets his ass kicked. That's basically what an eagle is. All right. Nobody wants to know why I don't like giraffes?
Yeah, because they're long-necked goats.
Well, yeah, they are. They're just freaky long. Really, that's what a giraffe is. If you look at it, it's a goat with a super long neck. I don't understand what their purpose is. And every time I've been to a zoo to go see the giraffes, they're never where they should be. They're always inside. The giraffes, for some reason, at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago, where was my primary zoo, every time I would go there, I'd go to see the giraffe. Oh, the giraffes are inside, or the giraffes are doing something else. So screw the giraffes.
Well, the giraffe is one of these animals that you look at it and it looks so freakish and so abnormal. And
it's a mistake. It's like it shouldn't be.
Well, it's not a mistake so much as like, shouldn't that be extinct by now? Like, how did we not hunt this thing out of existence? Like a woolly mammoth. That you can understand why that was like the first thing hunted out of existence.
Well, it's like those brontosaurus, or right, with the long neck, so they could eat out of
like
a tree.
The ones that Jesus used to ride.
Yes, exactly.
Those.
Yeah. So giraffes suck. Alligators suck for obvious reasons.
Still kind of serve a purpose, but
what's that?
Well, someone has to be like the apex predator to keep all the herbivores from overpopulating and destroying the vegetation around them. There's a balance there, but does it have to be so damn scary? Does it have to look like a dinosaur? That's the thing about alligators, is they are the closest thing we have to dinosaurs on Earth right now.
Yeah. Well, if you believe what some people are saying, alligators do serve a purpose.
Yeah. Oh,
let's get into our next
segue.
Top story of the night.
You know about this thing? Oh, you know.
The big question was Brian Laundrie eaten by alligators. We'll get to that in a second.
You'll see me lately on the evening news, 'cause everybody is looking for some clues. People all up in my views, they want Brian Laundrie. why she's here. Gabby punched me in my ear, 'cause I'm Brian Laundrie. We'll talk to a mom, we'll talk to a dad, we'll talk to the cops, we'll talk to the feds. We'll talk to a mom, we'll talk to a dad, we'll talk to the cops, we'll talk to the feds.
I'm letting it play out because it's probably the last time.
I got the unstable bleach blonde, screaming and crying. I got the cops on the roadside, patiently trying. Make us go our separate ways, 'cause I'm Brian Laundrie. When I get back home in Gabby's van, she wasn't with me, now everyone is mad. Who killed the Utah lesbians? It's not Brian Laundrie.
There it is. Probably for the last time we'll be listening to James's beautiful music rendition of Dirty Laundry by Don Henley.
Oh, that was me? Because I
That
thought
was
it sounded just like Don Henley. I
That
thought
was
it sounded just like Don Henley.
All right, so who was the guy on Fox News that was saying Brian Laundrie got eaten by alligators?
Waters World.
Jesse Waters guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
He said they're hearing that he got eaten by a gator, a crocodile.
Is that how they report news on Fox News? I'm hearing. Is that really all it needs?
I'm here, got eaten by a gator. Goddamn, oh damn.
Yep, that's what he said. And then
All
he
right.
was all after getting after the parents.
So that was the big story today. I don't know, around 3:30 or so, I guess the FBI held their little pride all day long. We talked about it during the high noon edition of Pugs and Company. They were out there at the Carlton Reserve again. The day started out with the mom and dad going out there with the FBI and the U.S. Marshals. Then that was followed up by a statement from the Laundrie family attorney who confirmed that items found in the Carlton Reserve were those of Brian's. Then within an hour, we saw coroner show up. We saw cadaver dogs out there on the scene. Then we knew it was big because they built one of those big white tarps and covered up an entire area. And you always know that means something's happening whenever they bring out the tarp to work under in privacy, so that people can't spy on them. And then we had the announcement that there was going to be a press conference, which means that there was absolutely something for him to say, because they wouldn't have done all that all day and then held a press conference and go, we got nothing again. They weren't going to do that. So
No, they had the press conference where they didn't tell us anything, though. It was a nothing.
Well, no, they told us enough. They told us enough. They didn't have a press conference where they said, yeah, never mind. No, they told us. They said that they found Brian's stuff. They found human remains. They don't have a confirmation on. I mean, what are you looking for? Because you said that before, and I just kind of thought, what the fuck is
I'm
he
looking for them to tell me it's damn Brian Laundrie.
Okay, but that wasn't going to happen today. Your expectations seem to be completely unreasonable.
Why not? What are they setting up a tent for? What are they doing under the tent?
To excavate human remains. We just wanted to know what they were doing. They told us what they were doing. They told it was
buried himself alive. Like, what takes him so damn long?
I
watch TV crime shows.
Oh my God, you are such an ugly American. Everything is not a TV dinner. Everything. Sometimes things take a while. We got what we expected. That was a reasonable. James, your thoughts on the whole thing today? I mean, was it a big nothing, or this was some serious movement in the story? Don't we all pretty much assume that it was Brian Laundrie now and that he's dead?
I mean, we assume that. And if there were personal belongings of Brian Laundrie found next to this carcass, then of course it's freaking Brian Laundrie.
Of course.
But why won't they say it? Because in the 1/10% chance it's not. And the abundance of caution doesn't hurt anybody. It just kind of slows our roll, and that's not fun, but they're doing the right thing.
You know what this is? You know what this is, James? The entire country has been watching CSI for 20 years, and on CSI, they get all the answers within 48 minutes. That's what we.
That's exactly right. That's unreal expectations.
Well, he had tattoos on his body. Like, is all his skin gone?
Well, how do you know it was a body? I mean, he could have been decomposed.
They probably know, and there's probably more than one person with the Squirtle tattoo or fish or
He got his
widespread
teeth.
panic or whatever this guy's into.
Come on, you're being silly. It's him. It's him. We got our answer. Time to move on. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this because I had almost completely checked out on this. I mean, I assumed it was going to be like he's gone. We're never going to get an answer. You know, because I think I'm reasonable. I understand the world is incredibly complicated and we don't always get our answers the way we want them.
We still don't have an answer.
Well, okay. We do not have a definitive end of story answer. You're right. We're missing confirmation, but we certainly have far less questions than we had 24 hours ago. Would you
and
grant
what
me that?
body parts did they find? Like, what remains?
You ghoul. What? I don't know. What do you care?
Like, if they found, like, say maybe they
It's his
found
wiener,
a hand.
It's his wiener. That's what they found.
Or they found an arm
found
or
his
something.
dick.
Like, okay, if they found an arm or a leg, that's like not confirmation he's dead. That just means he's missing something.
Well, but now we're looking for a one-legged guy. Now, see, there are less questions than like yesterday. I had a question: does he have both of his legs? And if that's the case, today we don't have that question anymore because now he does not have both of his.
Right,
legs.
but wouldn't that be interesting if like all of his body was missing, but they had just like a limb, like an arm or a leg, and then they're gonna go, oh well, we think Gators got him.
Yeah, like don't dismiss that. Think about that. So if a gator could like swallow a dude whole, he would chew him, and then he would get to like the left leg and be like, "I don't want any more," and just bite it off and let it fall, like when you're eating spaghetti and you just like cut it off at a certain point. You think that's what happened, Emil?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'd like to know how much of the body they recovered.
I think he whacked himself. Well, and you know, we'll find that out. That's what the Inquirer is for. That's what the Reddit is for.
If he offed himself, he probably would have like a hole in his skull or something.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think he offed himself.
Did they even recover a body?
They said remains, so I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, it could have been his socks and shoes and stuff that he didn't care about anyway.
No, those aren't remains. Those
are
human
remains.
Yeah, they found something. They found something that they needed coroners for. Coroner went out there with the dental records. You know, I'm pretty sure that they know it's him. They just.
But I mean, everything that they did out there, they could do back at the office with him on a table.
You know what? I will wake my mother up. My mother spent 20 years working for the Illinois State Police in their crime scene investigation unit. You want someone to go off on you about your unreasonable expectations about how long it takes to get
saying,
these
what were
answers?
they setting the tent up for? To tell us that they found a human body?
Yes, it does. It takes there are checks and balances. There's people that need to be. I don't know. I don't like it either. I wish it was all like.
They're trying to keep it glamorous.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get like instead of 15 minutes of fame, they want like 45.
Stretch
We're gonna have a press conference after a press conference after a press conference. So then finally tell us that, like, okay, that was Brian Laundrie. The same way the autopsy went. They like, okay, we found what we think to be Gabby Petito. Then we did find Gabby Petito. Then 3 weeks later, we're gonna have a press conference with the coroner about what Gabby Petito died from. Oh, she died from strangulation. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I think a big part of that is just to calm us morons down, to just give us like 3 weeks to calm down, to stop acting like bloodthirsty ghouls who demand answers. 3 weeks, they know we're all idiots. We move on to something else. I mean, you know, when they finally did the Gabby autopsy report, I had almost totally forgotten about it. In my mind, it was her. We had moved on, and I was like, oh, that's right. We still need the details. And it was 3 weeks later, and I didn't really care about the details as much as I did 3 weeks earlier when they found the body. They're going to do that to us here with this. It'll be a couple of weeks. We'll find out. You know, the bullet in the skull or something like that. Dental records.
We'll move on by then.
Exactly, and then we'll we'll be surprised. We'll wake up one day and we'll see the story and we'll go, "Ooh, I forgot about that because I'm a moron." And because
See, I want to know that's him for sure. So then we can go, hey, John Walsh. Hey, Nancy Grace. Hey, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Guess what?
Dummies.
He was in the Carlton Reserve.
Yeah, that is something that I would like to shout from the rooftops. John Walsh, Dog the Bounty Hunter, and Nancy Grace were all extremely vocal about how the FBI was wasting their time. They were presenting themselves as people who knew better than the FBI and the investigators. And why, I just don't understand why they keep going back using taxpayer money in the Carlton Reserve when there is no chance that he's in there. There is no chance. Like, these morons were on TV selling books, saying all this bullshit. And then it turns out they were completely wrong. They're going to be totally quiet about it. But that is something, Emil, you brought it up. It was smart, or not smart, but it was interesting when you said this, because I thought to myself, yeah, you're right. How come John Walsh ain't asking questions at this press conference?
Right.
Where's
Well,
John
they
Walsh?
wouldn't allow questions, but he wasn't, hey, this is John Walsh from the John Walsh Show.
Right, yeah. It was even though I said that there's no way in hell that he could possibly be in the Carlton Reserve, he's not going to do that. He's not going to shine a spotlight on the fact that everything he'd been saying for the past like a month now, right? For the past month was completely misguided stupidity. John Walsh is the guy who went off about tax dollars being wasted. I just don't understand why they're still there. You can take these funds, and if you had someone who knew what they were doing, I mean, John Walsh was really critical. And it's like, you jerk, you loudmouth jerk. I hate that guy. I hate John Walsh so much. And it goes back to a personal incident I had with him back in the 90s. But oh my God, what an arrogant SOB that guy is. The other thing, what was the other thing? Oh, did you hear when the coroner, or I guess the FBI special agent in charge, gave the update today from the site where they found the human remains? As soon as he finished, a crowd of people went, "Justice for Gabby! Justice for Gabby!" Did you hear them? Did you hear the crowd of people
I heard
start
some yelling after. I didn't hear all of it, but
what? Do they want the remains to stand trial? What the hell are they talking about? Justice for Gabby. What? I mean, seriously, what was that about?
I think
Can we
until
talk about
they
Laundry's parents for a minute?
Okay.
What
Okay,
kind of
we're
nonsense
riffing here,
are
Monique,
these
but
people?
okay. Go ahead. Talk about Laundry's parents. Well, what do you think?
Like,
What-
okay, let's not talk about anything that our son is doing. He's a good kid, whatever. We have nothing to do with it. And then he goes missing, and actually missing, and now all of a sudden, let's get the FBI involved and find him.
Yeah, well, I'm not as up on how this went, but you were telling me today that they're saying that the Laundry family contacted the FBI and said, "Oh, we
Well-
just remembered something." Or
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I have heard
yeah,
today.
it was interesting that both of the Laundry parents went to the Carlton Reserve, and then within hours they were both at the campsite where his belongings were found. That to me tells me that they must have known something all along, because like the dad went out one day and the mom didn't go, and evidently the dad didn't go over there. And then today they were both out there and they said, "We think we found something." And then they came back with the backpack and the notebook. And so I don't know. When I saw the mom and the dad there today, and the attorney confirmed that there were some of Brian's belongings that were found, to me, I'm thinking he had some form of a burner phone and he was communicating with somebody. And then when those communications stopped, that's probably what prompted the attorney or somebody to call the FBI today.
So what you're suggesting is that it's possible that the Laundry parents were in some way in contact with him, and then suddenly contact was broken off, and that's when they started to get worried?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I think
makes
happened.
sense. Yeah, but if that's the case, then how long did they wait? I mean, because it takes weeks for a human body to,
Well, and that's the thing. It would be
decompose.
nice for the FBI to have said today, hey, it looks like he, passed recently, or this is a, body that was skeletonized. There was not any skin on it, or, I mean, it decomposed that badly. I mean, I don't know. To me, it just seemed like they were taking a hell of a long time setting up a tent for them to come out of the tent and go, okay, we found some human remains. Well, we kind of figured that when you called the coroner out.
Hey, I just Google searched how long does it take a human body to decompose. So if I'm ever framed for a murder, you guys can stand up for me and say the only reason his Google searches were
Wait, but Pugs, Angel just taught us the correct word is skeletonized.
skeletonized.
I love that.
I don't know if it's the right word or not, but
it's not, Angel, but I wish it was.
All right. In temperate climate, it usually requires 3 weeks to several years for a body to completely decompose into a
pretty big range.
Several years.
It really.
That's like the cable guy range.
Is that the bones, or is that all the organs and the skin?
No, that is skeletonized. That is how long it takes for it to skeletonize. And I'll read you. I will read
There's
you.
Not a better word for it.
And just so you know, I'm not kidding. I'll read you exactly what it says.
Does it say skeletonized?
Skeletonization is an actual thing.
Wow, look at that, James.
Go ahead. In a temperate climate, it usually requires 3 weeks to several years for a body to completely decompose into a skeleton, depending on factors such as temperature, humidity, presence of insects, and submergence in a subtract such as water. Now, this is a definition from the Wikipedia page. Skeletonization. So there you go.
Got lucky.
So great.
Yeah, you did. Now, hold on. Let me click on skeletonization on Wikipedia to see if there is a proper use of skeletonize, just to see if skeletonization is the state of a dead organism after undergoing decomposition. Skeletonization, yeah, you're right. You were right. Refers to the final stage of decomposition during which oh my God, now they're showing pictures.
Skeletized.
Wouldn't like his hair. Well, he had no hair though. Because I've heard that like when you put somebody in the ground, a corpse in the ground, their hair will grow for like 6 months to a year after.
That's so gross. That can't be true.
I thought the nose and the ears too.
Blech.
And fingernails. Fingernails keep growing.
Stop. It doesn't. Can't. It's not gonna. That's gross. I'm gonna throw up.
Look at that. Just in case any.
That is so cool. Like Angel just made up a word and it already existed.
Skeletonization.
Skeletonization. Skeletonized.
Yeah. They say that, even though the body is decomposing, the hair will still grow and the fingernails will still grow.
That can't be true. That's just too gross.
So if he was shaving himself bald and he had been in there for 5 weeks, he would have like 5 weeks of growth.
Little fuzz, little peach fuzz.
But like I thought the hair comes out of your skin. So your skin must not really go off of your scalp.
Hold on, don't wait for me. I'm looking for pictures.
Andy was in water. They said he was in an area that had recently
or whatever.
That had recently recently was underwater, but it was no longer underwater. That's where they found the backpack and the notebook. So I'm imagining the notebook, unless it had ink that was, allowed to be permanent ink, there was probably nothing in the notebook.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen a notebook like where it drops in the water? Like all your notes are just gone.
Yeah.
Unless you wrote it in like a Marks a lot.
Coming off the school bus in the rain and it slips out of your trapper keeper and goes right into the puddle on the curb. I've been there. Yeah. We've all been there. It's all ruined.
That's like a meaningless notebook.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that Brian Laundrie's musings were fairly meaningless too. I'm not thinking,
It's not profound.
Although maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe he would have, is there a note? See, there's a lot of things.
Is there a burner phone? Some people were speculating that he might have had a solar charger.
Yeah.
That's what I would take.
But aren't you interested in these? Nope. I mean, I guess, I just was dismissive of what he could have been writing, but now I want to know what he was writing when he was out, right? I want to know. I want to hear the explanation. Does he come clean? Does he?
Like,
Don't
leave
worry,
a
there'll be a
suicide
book.
note?
There will be a book.
Written by
Isn't
who?
that where it all started, with a book anyway?
But who's going to write the book? I mean, are we talking about the only person that could give us any true insight would be
I don't
Brian.
know, that the guy who wrote the crazy book that Laundrie was reading to begin with, that he wanted to duplicate.
There's
The
gonna be
parents actually will be the keepers
Hold on,
of
guys.
all of the
Go ahead, talk amongst
laundry,
yourselves. You
The
you
dirty
two discuss
laundry.
this. I need to
of
do
all the dirt, of all the dirty laundry. I would imagine, like, his personal artifacts would go back to the parents. So if there is a notebook, that notebook and the contents of that notebook is going to be known to the parents, for the parents then to write some kind of a book or find an author to,
You
and
know
then
they
they're going to
will.
make money. That's
These
just
parents.
awful.
These parents, I don't know what to make of these two people that
Like,
raised
if you're
kids.
Gabby's parents, you have got to be suing civilly those other parents. Similar, I guess, to the way that Ron Goldman's parents sued OJ. Because you would think you would get a judgment for them aiding and abetting. So I don't know.
Right? Like, what reward is there in this whole thing? It's very glamorous, isn't it? All of it, from beginning to end. So it
No,
makes it a
yeah,
story.
there's no. I mean, it's just, you lose and you lose more if you're the Petito family, and if you're the Laundrie family, I guess you lose and potentially you gain if you are capable of signing a deal for books and.
No, we have a law in this country. You cannot profit up. Well, you cannot profit off of crimes. An individual who commits crimes cannot profit off those crimes. So, like in the case, and this is the Son of Sam law. It's like the Son of Sam tried to write a book after he murdered everybody, and they passed a law that said, no, you can't do that. You can't write a book. You can't make any money off of it. I don't know that means that the parents can't. However, if the parents become somehow complicit in this, if they're somehow considered, involved in a conspiracy to help him evade justice, then they will not be able to write a book.
I would hope that's the case.
Yeah. It's the Son of Sam law.
Or if they did have the ability to make money, that Gabby's parents got it all.
Gabby's parents could make money. They have, victims can. Absolutely. So they could, but that's just going to be a sad book. That's you know what I mean?
I guess if you can't get the parents into prison, you'd want to put them in financial prison.
Well, okay, so let's explore that for a little bit now. Let's just say that there are no charges. Let's say that they aren't found to be complicit or guilty of any kind of conspiracy to help their son evade justice. Let's say that the Laundrie family just walks from this. What is their life like? They got to move, right? You got to sell that house. And is that house worth more?
Change their name.
You do. You absolutely do. How the hell can their lives are ruined? And let's try and compartmentalize.
But rightfully so.
Well, okay, rightfully so. Correct. Their actions following the actions of their son have been pretty despicable. I've said time and time again that I understand it. I understand how a parent can find themselves making those decisions when their son has effed up to this degree. I do. I understand that. But man, they really... they didn't do nothing. Their son was just a little whack job who ruined everybody in their immediate family's life. I mean, let's try and compartmentalize the actions. There was the action. We all believe they were complicit. We all believe that they engaged in a conspiracy to help their son get away. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. But let's put that in one section. That's one action. The other action is what their son did to bring all of this awful, awful publicity onto this family. I mean, these people were just normal people until, August 1st, September 1st, when Brian shows up without Gabby, and then all of a sudden it's like, fuck, what did you do? I mean,
and the other thing that kind of struck me today was when you were seeing the video of the parents there at the Carlton Reserve, they didn't look very distraught.
Oh, well, I mean, you don't think that mom has been crying for months straight? I mean, I would hope she would be.
But still, the finality of it, like if they're saying, hey, we found a corpse, we
Shock.
found human remains.
Shock. They're probably crying right now. They've probably been crying since they got home. I would think if there was any semblance of normal human behavior left in these people, because certainly the way they've behaved for the
They've
last
been crying for a month and a half, y'all.
That's what I said. I mean,
But wouldn't you make a statement? Like, wouldn't you have the attorney come out, your attorney or his attorney come out and make a statement prior to the FBI?
No.
What would that statement be? What statement?
The hell would you say?
Yeah. Well, what do you want him to say?
That was our son. We're, deeply saddened by the loss of both Gabby and him. And, we had nothing to do with it. I don't know.
Man, you go hide in the cave is what you do. What you want to do is to be the most low profile couple on planet Earth, because you committed a few felonies, helping him live another 5 weeks in the freaking swamps before he got ate by an alligator.
And what did you know? Like, did you know when you were sending them out? You had to know that this wasn't going to end good.
I'm 100% sure they knew. I'm 100% sure when he came home, they went out and they got him some supplies. They got him a solar charger for his phone. They probably got him like a little cooking lantern thing, that runs on butane. And
that all would be easy to find out. That
and we will.
Debit cards, records, store records.
It's happening. It's happening right now. We will find all this out.
I don't believe that this is the first time that their son did some crazy thing. I think maybe they've been dealing with this kid for a very long time.
Well, I agree with you. Like, this can't be the first stupid, dumbass, horrifying thing that he's done in his life. But this family has been under the microscope now for almost 2 months. We haven't heard any stories of Brian. We heard that he was a fairly normal student. Recently, in the last couple of days, we heard that people that worked with Brian said that he was a weird guy who was prone to having outbursts. But, we haven't heard anything like, oh, when he was 15, he killed the family dog. We didn't. That stuff we would have heard, because there's been every reporter in Florida has been working this story, and there's just nothing to make sense of.
Bambi would not have survived in the laundry.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And we have nothing invested, and we're frustrated.
Yeah. And what were we thinking? Like what because like, so I think about this and I'm like, man, it's a bummer. I don't know this way it turned out. But, we've been covering this for a long time, for like at least 2 weeks before the national media got on this. We were talking about it every night. It was something that,
we were judging. They looked like cute, adorable,
Yeah.
innocent 27-year-old kiddos having a great time, out in the wilderness, experiencing nature. I mean, that's not even normal for kids these days.
Now, apparently it's more normal than we think, because as we covered on the High Noon broadcast yesterday, there was another couple who had been they disappeared on the Appalachian Trail for 2 months, and the FBI kicked in their hotel room door thinking it was Brian Laundrie. It was just another couple doing the same thing. So what?
Yeah, I just remember in the 90s, living in a van down by the river was a punchline.
Right.
But they're literally doing it like it's cool.
If I was 20 something years, I didn't know anybody. You know what everybody was doing when I was in my early 20s?
Wearing shoes
and going to school or working.
Right.
They weren't
right.
They weren't just taking off in a van.
Working at the Gadzooks in the mall.
Well, trying to become social influencers.
Yes.
I know, but they're from Long Island and Florida, and that's the funny part. It's not like someone from Kansas went over to Wyoming and the Grand Tetons. I mean, these are the most pedestrian, citified group of people you could possibly come up with. They're like
but those are the people that want to do those things.
Oh,
Someone from
it's
Kansas
fantastic.
isn't impressed by wide open spaces.
I have
Someone from
no
Kansas-
interest in going to the Grand Tetons. It's like, oh yeah, big hills. No, thank you.
And we've been through this before, and I do. I want to go to all the national parks. I want to enjoy all of their beauty and all of their majesty.
Look at that big rock. That's so impressive.
You know, and for
They
it,
have porta potties. No.
if you
no.
think
Stay away
back
from-
to like
They all
where
have nice resorts with indoor plumbing. I'm going to go to the Yellowstone and I'm going to stay at a nice resort.
Here's the real question. Here's the everyone in the room, 4 of us. Have you ever wiped your ass with leaves in the
I
woods?
have.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it good?
Never.
No.
You ever done it?
No.
Emil?
No. I always took toilet paper when I went hunting.
Okay. Fair enough.
My shit wasn't even my in the woods wasn't even because of hunting or camping. We were drinking beer in the woods, and I had to take a poo. that's what it was. You know, it was.
So, but I've thought about this too. Okay, think about where we have seen them, and possibly today is where Brian was, but where we have seen them visually, they haven't been really far off of a road. Like where they spotted the van was like on a road in the Tetons. And then she was found over a stream and in a bunch of flat land.
Yeah, but that's a pretty remote location.
Well,
I mean,
it may be
locations
remote, but
are
I'm
remote.
saying this is not a guy that's going up in the mountains. He's like finding himself in flatlands
No,
really
they were-
close to the road. He's
No,
not
they
far
were-
away.
No, they weren't near an interstate. I mean, they were rural
But he was
roads.
in a place that other cars could drive to.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty remote. Those were pretty remote locations.
That's not what I'm thinking, like a guy that goes off the grid. He's not that close to the road. He's like somewhere buried up in the mountains where there's no car, no.
Yeah, he could have drug her body a little further away. I agree with that.
Well, he's
That's
lazy.
the point you're making.
Yeah, well, the
He's
point I'm
lazy
making
about
is like
stashing the carcass.
he's living close to or camping close to where other people have access. It's not a guy that's really kind of hiding.
Well, let's also not kid ourselves. These are not real survivalists. These are Instagram influencers. They enjoy the social benefits that come with all of this.
Wannabe Instagram influencers.
Yeah, wannabe survivalists who are posing on Instagram as these new millennial survivalists out there, living off the grid. They weren't checking out of society. They wanted to be embraced by society. They wanted millions of hits and views and shares and people to tell them how cool they are and how awesome their lifestyle is. I mean, this wasn't the Unabomber.
Have you ever been hunting? Either of
no.
you?
No.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so when you go hunting, you start off of a road somewhere, but generally you get way deep into the woods because animals are afraid of the road. Like, they don't tend to want to be where there's a lot of traffic and people are constantly going by. And so to me, if I were this guy, I'd have been a lot deeper in the woods than I would have been right next to some access road.
You would have been a lot better at hiding the carcass. Is that what you're saying, Emil? Is this like
He's been there, done that.
It's a weird.
Well, I'm saying if that was my ultimate plan was to choke her out or kill her,
I
don't
know you do a much better job of hiding her body. We get it,
No
dude.
doubt.
We get it.
You're a smarter guy. You're a darker dude than Brian Laundrie.
Emil knows more about hiding bodies than Brian Laundrie, apparently. I think that's what that
trying
means.
to say that. I'm just saying
Emil
it's a little
now,
odd.
but Emil, when you were 26, I mean, were you thinking straight?
Maybe.
Well, but I went hunting back when I was younger. I haven't been hunting in years. And
With
we would get
intentions. You
deeper
weren't
into the
emotional
woods.
about hunting.
Emil, what are your tips for hiding carcasses after you've strangled a woman?
Yeah, how do you dispose of a body?
In an
Emil?
emotional
Go.
range, we'll just say.
Well, I would have put them in the water. Like I would have buried her under, like if you find a stream that's 4 or 5 feet deep, probably weight her down and put her in the water.
Yeah, but she's gonna fill up with gas and float.
All right, stop. Time out. Let me take control here for a second because let's see how
Getting out
dark
of
and
control.
twisted we are, okay? All right? Let's find out exactly how monstrous we can be. I will admit, I have from time to time wondered how I might dispose of a body should I find myself, because it seems like in all of these shows that you watch, people always get caught because it's too hard to dispose of the body, right? They always find the body.
It
And
is hard.
and
It's
it seems to me like it should be easier. Like, okay, so here's, you got to rule this one out. You can't go on Amazon.com and order like 50 gallons of acid. You can't do that because
why not? It worked on Breaking Bad.
because it'll be linked back to you, because should you ever fall under suspicion, that's the first thing they're going to
They'll
find.
buy it at Tractor Supply with cash.
So here's what I thought might work. You put the body in the bathtub, right? Okay. And then you cut it up one piece at a time, and you use a blender, you like blend some of the. I thought this through, and I think that's probably the most effective way to do it. And then you're just left with some bones, and I would just like scatter the bones. Like every bone is got to be like at least 2 miles away from the other bone, and in a sewer.
No, I think a
in a
blender
river.
could chop up bones. Couldn't a blender take care of that?
You'd have to get like a big industrial blender, but then you'd have to come up with a reason for having a big industrial blender. Maybe a wood chipper. A wood chipper. That's
What
what
are
I
you just now thinking of wood chipper? Maybe you haven't thought of this very long.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like if this is happening like out in the wilderness, you're talking about it happening in a house.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about if you had to suddenly get rid of a body.
Yeah, but you also don't like have an industrial lumber rental service nearby.
The only way you're really going to get away with it is if you really stage it like it is a total accident and you are all transparent from the get-go.
No. I just want to be like, I don't know where Emma went. Like,
yeah, I like
go missing
the body in acid like in Breaking Bad. That's actually that's foolproof. And the other thing that's foolproof that we learned from movies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay. That would work.
Yeah, that's foolproof because there's no dental records or nothing.
But they had all kinds of.
I think I would just pile stones on it underwater. Like I would
maybe
just
that's a solid maybe. But the other one that seems to be foolproof is what was in the exposition of Snatch. Remember the Snatch where he says you feed the body to the pigs?
Yeah, that's good.
You starve pigs.
But I don't have pigs.
Somebody else dispose of it. That's the way you get away with it. You let somebody else dispose of it somehow.
Well, but then you got somebody else that knows what you did.
Yeah. See, no, you can't bring other people into it, and I don't have pigs. Come on, James.
Well, I know you don't have pigs. I'm saying go get some pigs.
Pigs are gross. Pigs are terrible.
Although, seriously, like if Emil went missing, like if somehow you went missing, you just know that the dude in the guest house would be the first person that they'd come talk to.
You would be Kato Kalin.
Oh, I would totally be. And then they'd pull up my search history and they'd see from earlier tonight that I searched how long does it take a human body to decompose. And then it's game over. Nobody's going to believe anything I have to say. Nancy Grace is going to be all up in my ass. My mom's
It'll be
life
so
is gonna be ruined.
glamorous.
And they'd be like,
Glamorous. There's your 15 minutes.
Excuse me, Pugs. Is this you? Is this a picture of you on stage in 2005 with Ron Jeremy?
Is friends with Ron Jeremy? Yeah.
Known predator, Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. No, but I really, I don't know. I don't think there really is a good way to get rid of a body. So that's probably why I'm never going to kill anyone and then try and get rid of their body.
Like there are people that kept them in freezers.
Heads and stuff. Trophies always get you. The ego, the narcissism, the need to have a reminder of your accomplishment is usually what ends up tripping up the.
And like burying them gives them evidence because they can tell that the ground was recently unearthed. So that doesn't seem like to be a safe way.
Well, and the cadaver dogs will find it.
That's why the mafia was in control of the construction unions, because they could just dump people in cement in a parking garage, and, and then they'd never. That's for real. That's why they one of the. I don't know if that's the sole reason they controlled the construction unions, but it's one of the benefits that came with the mafia controlling the construction unions was that you could dump a body in some newly formed cement, of some office building. Jimmy Hoffa, yeah, remember that?
Right.
I just thought about that.
Or those
Meadowlands.
places, yeah, or those places where they compact the cars.
Yeah,
Like,
but
and
still,
they
there's gonna be
like
human remains. There's gonna be human. If
no,
someone
but
ever-
like if they like put it into like one of those metal where they crunch them and they're like all just compacted metal, and then they take it off and they melt that down, you're never gonna find that.
I think it's better if they're just like in the basement or in the floor of a parking garage in 100-story building. That's something that the FBI might swarm the salvage yard, and then suddenly they're pulling apart all the cars that are now boxes, and they find a finger in there, and then all of a sudden, I think it's just easier to do like they did with Hoffa, where they were building the Meadowlands Stadium. And they just threw a body in a giant pit of cement and then built bleachers over it.
Called the cement trucks. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's ever gonna. That's the way
All
to
right.
do it.
Ask Monique how she would kill me.
Monique, how would you kill your husband?
Make it look like an accident.
Yeah. Well, he just fell and hit his head. I don't know. I'd be freaked out, frantic. He just fell and hit his head.
Okay.
No, okay. Let me tell you how women do it. Women poison men.
Oh yeah.
This is like throughout history.
Slowly over time, not all in one wallop.
Exactly.
Like just a little bit of arsenic in his breakfast for like 7 straight months.
Little by little until
then he drops dead.
You're scot-free.
And nobody knows why he dropped dead.
No. Women are so good at being like, I don't know. I'm a woman. I'm dumb. I don't know. I didn't even notice.
Although, pro tip to you ladies out there thinking about killing your husbands, if you check up on the life insurance policy.
Well, that's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah, put like 6 to 9 months between you checking up on the life insurance policy and then killing your husband. Don't do it like a day before.
You have to be like, I didn't even know he had a life insurance policy. I don't know. Finances, money.
That's it.
No clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yes, it is. Killing people is apparently very complicated.
I mean, how about the Murdoch guy calls somebody to kill him, and that's like the biggest mess up of a whole thing. He didn't even have suicide insurance.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Hey, James, you got anything? You bringing anything to the table today you want to discuss, or should we just move on to something else? What do you got?
Oh, I want to bring her in on what we had talked about. Was it yesterday or the day before? I had talked to these guys about our friends that get divorced and still work together.
Oh, yeah.
So number one, this is so creepy, and we've kind of talked about this. Ben's brother and his ex-wife still work together. And then the Schnellers that own the gym, the little CrossFit couple that's all fit, they're getting divorced, but they're going to continue working together. And it's one of these things where I don't know why, but your antenna goes up. It's like, all right, well, which one of y'all cheated? Right?
Absolutely.
So I don't know. It's funny because she knows more about these situations than I do. And these people that get divorced and still work together. Like, first off, it's weird that if you work with your spouse, period, but then you get divorced and you still work together.
That's not good. You don't want to work with your spouse. You need to have separate worlds.
I mean, it can work. Just I don't know if I would want to do it, but it's worked.
Give me
for
an
so many
example.
people in the past.
I can't give you an example. I've known people that have done it. It's never worked. They always end up divorced. I don't know anybody that's worked together. I mean, I'm talking.
How do you still work together after you're divorced?
I can name
that.
Yeah.
I can name a number of people who have both worked in radio for the same radio company, and they were married. It always ends in divorce. You need to have some place to go where you can be different than when your wife is around. Or same thing goes for the wife. Need to go somewhere where you can be different than the way you are, because we as human beings are naturally frauds. We are putting on an act. We are pretending to be one thing with our spouse for our entire life. And then when she's not around, we look over our shoulders and we go back to being whatever it is that we are truly. So no, you can't have, that's too much pressure to just constantly. And any people, those are sociopaths, the people that are never.
James and I work together.
What's
Sort
that?
of.
We worked together at a TV station for a while.
For a while, not every day.
I maybe got him that job.
Yeah, for like a year we worked together.
Okay, then look, that's fine. Whatever.
It was weird.
It was weird.
No, this
Very
is
weird.
it's sociopathic to the people that pretend like they're happy about it. Like, oh, I just love it. We ride to work together in the morning. No, you're not happy about that. I'm sorry, you're not. You like your alone time. You just can't admit it because one of you is a complete psycho. And if the other admitted that they like their alone time, there would be hell to pay. These are the couples that share one Facebook account. These couples that like they share the same.
No, that's not what that means. If a couple is sharing a Facebook account, my reaction, her reaction, your reaction, whether you realize it or not, is which one of y'all cheated.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everyone assumes that, right? Like everyone knows that somebody cheated if there is a joint Facebook
when your
account.
Facebook account name is like Jamie Leanne.
Yeah, Bill and Marcia.
Bill Marty.
But let's talk about people. Let's talk about people that didn't. There are people that share couples that share Facebook accounts. And neither one of them cheating with anybody.
Either they're
really yeah, but I think they have trust issues.
Geezers and cheaters. That's it.
And I would give you that. I bet you it's almost always the woman who has the trust issues. It's always the woman's idea to share the Facebook account. That is, no man has ever come up with that idea. No
Disagree.
man.
Just because I have a counter example and I know someone on a personal level that went the other way.
Okay, tell me.
His wife cheated on him. And so now they have to have a joint Facebook account. You know who it is? It's Waylon from Belmead.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Waylon, everything about you is country. Even the people you reference in stories from your life.
Waylon from Belmead.
Waylon.
That dude was
never met
awesome.
a Waylon in my life.
Really?
Probably had 3 of them in your graduating class.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, I don't want to know anything about what's in James's
past.
God bless you.
I don't want to know what's in your
thing.
Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, do your own thing. Just leave them alone.
It's weird to know that.
If you can't, oh no, we share everything. We even share a Facebook page. Oh, that is fucking nuts.
No,
that is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, do you really need to share the Facebook page?
No.
When you have your significant other as a friend on your page?
It's about the messenger.
I don't know. It's weird when I'm like trying to talk about makeup to somebody and I'm not sure if I'm talking to their husband or them.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's weird to me.
It's weird. You are separate people. You have separate personalities. Your pages should reflect your individuality, not this confluence of 2 horrible people.
Yeah, but I'm saying if your significant other is your friend on your Facebook page, keeping Messenger out of it, there's really no need for a joint account.
But I think James saying Messenger, I think that you can't keep that out of it because that probably is the primary drive.
That's where you send the dirty pictures, E.
Yeah, that's where you
communicate. But do you always have Messenger if you have Facebook?
Yeah, it's built in. It's
built in. No, it's not.
I don't think it is.
It's a separate app on your phone. I don't have it on my phone.
It's a separate app. The account is.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it comes in with the account.
So if you go into Facebook, not on your phone.
Messenger messages.
There is a Messenger, but I thought you had to turn that on.
Nope.
No?
It's part of your Facebook.
How about this one? How about, do you know, Monique, do you know James's passwords to everything?
No, I don't.
James, do you know Monique's passwords to her email?
No. No, I do not. No, I don't.
Thank you. You shouldn't. There's absolutely no reason. People who know one another's passwords, that is what. Okay, it's weird if you say, "What's your password?" and the response is, "I'm not telling you," but don't ask in the first place. You know, I can't. I don't want to know my. Well, I don't want a significant other, but even in the past, I never wanted to know that stuff. I don't care. Have your own thing. Don't. Again, that's a trust thing. If you don't trust the person enough to allow them to have their own correspondence with friends, I don't want people reading my email. And it has nothing to do with cheating or anything like that. I just don't want people all up in my business. If I'm talking to my friends or something like that, and we're sending emails back and forth, I don't necessarily want my wife to be able to go in and read that and read my. Man, we got to be allowed to be individuals. That's weird.
Okay.
Oh,
So you say that when it comes to like personal emails and stuff
email.
like that.
Yeah, I
But
get
what
emails.
about financial stuff? Do you guys know each other's passwords when it comes to banking? Or do you have a
No.
joint bank, like a joint password that you use, like
No.
on ATM cards?
No.
And you have separate bank accounts, separate checking accounts, debit cards.
Separate. We have
Separate.
everything set.
That's
We don't
so
have a joint
normal.
account.
That is so normal. That's how it
See,
should
and
be.
in my situation, that we have, like, she knows my password for my bank account and stuff like that, and I know hers. It's actually almost the same.
Well, like if he asks me what my password is to my Fidelity account, I'll be like, okay, here's the password.
Yeah, but that's not
Okay.
your
I
checking
don't.
account.
Yeah, no.
If you
Wait a
wanted
second.
to know, I would just say, okay, take it. But we
Hold
don't
on.
ask. We don't ask each other like why. I'll just
Hold
be like,
on. Let's
how
be
much
clear.
is in there?
Let's be clear with what E is saying here. Now, are you talking about your ATM code? Like
Yeah, like the
Oh,
ATM
that's
code,
fine.
or your,
That's fine.
or
Yeah,
if you were going to log on to the bank and the bank says, "What's your password?" You know, like when it comes to financial stuff.
I think that's fine. I think that because now I'm thinking about it. I mean, there've been a lot of times where I've given my many ex-wives where I'd give them like a debit card or an ATM card or something,
Yeah, and
and they
you're
knew
like,
my
here's the
number.
code.
Yeah, just go withdraw some money for me.
Go
Here
get
you,
them for
and they know how to do. Yeah, so I
Right.
don't think that's weird. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm saying. I think like when it comes to finances and stuff, that's normal.
But I thought you were talking about, having access to the full account.
Yeah,
Like,
but we don't have
go
a
into your
joint
bank account
account.
and empty it
Yeah,
out.
we don't have a checking account that has both our names on it.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't like those. I don't. I don't think you should
See,
have
and I
that.
think
So
that
old school.
that's a lack of trust.
No, it's a desire for privacy and
What?
individualism.
That account would be empty for us. Like
Yeah.
neither one of us would put anything into it.
And we would race to spend it.
The lack of
That's how
trust
you get
comes
ahead
when
in
you
the world.
demand to know exactly what you're withdrawing that $40 on Thursday night for. That's like, I don't care.
Yeah, but if you're afraid to give them the number because you think that they would drain the account.
Well, no, I was just come on, I was being hyperbolic. I was putting a situation out there that was a little more interesting than just the mundane day-and-day transactions that husbands and wives do. But yeah, I wouldn't want her to be able to close out my bank account. I wouldn't want, I don't think that's something that they should be able to do. But they
Well,
can
I
have my
don't think they
ATM
can
number.
close out your bank account if you're a signer on it.
I guess what I'm just saying is that I wouldn't have a joint account. I wouldn't want to do a joint account. I like having individual, unless of course I married a woman who was super wealthy, then I would like a joint account.
Right.
Then, like if I married a movie star or something, yeah, then I want the joint account. Then
All right,
I'd keep her. What are you hiding from? Yeah, James, go.
All right. Next up, we have one more thing we want to discuss before we get out of here.
Okay.
20
Well,
minutes,
no, I've got
might
something.
cover
I
it.
got stuff. You ain't going anywhere until I'm done. I got new music that I'm gonna lay on you. So
Oh,
go ahead.
no.
John Hinckley
I
again.
found more.
Oh, wait, I thought your rule was that you can only play one song over and over and over again for a while until
yeah.
you switch to another one.
Oh, I didn't say I was playing more John Hinckley. I said I found more. I said I'm breaking a new artist every
Oh,
night.
okay. I thought it was more John Hinckley.
Oh, I thought it was more Hinckley.
Look, I would
We're
sit
gonna-
through John Hinckley again. That was okay. All right.
Monique, have you heard the John Hinckley song?
I did.
Stick around. You'll hear more. Go ahead.
It's beautiful.
It's our new
Like an
closing
angel.
theme. It's our new closing theme.
So what if we sat down, because you remember you asked me the other day that if I was an atheist or a Christian or whatever I believe,
And you
I
lied and said
explained
you
to
were a
you
Christian.
that I'm a licensed minister. I am a man of God.
Ordained.
I'm an ordained minister, and I perform weddings and stuff.
Sure.
And I was thinking about rewriting the wedding vows so they're a little more honest, because everyone wants to put their little spin on it. You don't just want to accept the script as it's been passed down. You actually, want to adapt it for the times and kind of update it and make it your own. And
No, you don't. You do, but continue.
So what?
Shut up. Yeah, I've been married twice. Both ceremonies took probably 20 minutes combined. So no, we weren't doing our own vows. None of that nonsense. It's about make it official and let's go
part of the
party.
problem. Maybe if you had the proper vows that were written in the parlance of our times,
you would have known what to expect.
I know. So we were working on this earlier, and it's kind of genius that we just want to splash onto the world. And whether we get credit for it or not, I think these ideas are going to be adopted very soon in changing the lexicon of the wedding vows.
All right.
So this is both of y'all's version?
Huh?
You both have contributed to this?
Well, yeah, this is kind of an adaptation of what we were talking about over dinner with our kids.
Where were you talking about this with your
Drinks.
kids?
We weren't eating dinner. The kids
No,
were eating
I made
dinner.
stir fry tonight with the hoisin sauce.
I was drinking that whole time.
All right. So the first thing you have to recognize is one of the Pugs theorems. Wait, I'm pointing the wrong way. One of Pugs theorems is there's not a relationship you can enter into that won't end up in either what? Breakup?
No, there is no relationship that you will ever have that won't end badly.
Yeah, so it'll
Either
either
in
end
death
up
or breakup, yes.
Yeah, death or breakup. Those are your two options. Okay. So what marriage essentially is two people saying, you know what? We're just going to erase one of those options and we're just down to death. We're not going to break up. Yeah. That's the intent.
Yeah,
whether you can live up to
your
it.
Beautiful arrangement of love is going to end with one of you in a pine box. Enjoy.
Yeah. So,
but that's the way it all goes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or we change the vows.
There is no good ending to a relationship. The greatest love of all time ended badly. They all end badly. It's just a matter of how long you get. But
look, if you're lucky, no, it's
I don't
frame it like
agree
this,
with that.
No, Emil, look, if everything goes perfect, it ends up with one of you dying.
Yes.
But that's scenario. Just gonna. But at least you died with the person you loved up until the end.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful.
Beautiful. It just
is going to be awful. It's not going to end good. It's never going to end
that
good.
Ended good for the person that died. They didn't know the other person died.
It is. It's better.
One person gets
them.
a better deal than the other person.
You're getting it. No, you're getting it.
Yeah.
You think you're arguing, but you're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So
he just doesn't like the realization that we're right.
It's uncomfortable, but he's getting it. I see him getting it in real time. But let's go ahead and be honest. If Monique ballooned up to 318 pounds, which is the weight of our hero Lizzo from Houston, Texas, the artist.
Okay.
I would divorce her. So really the wedding vows should be to death do you part, but also
till broke do us part.
No, till fat do you part. We're not to the broke part yet. That's for me. No, till fat do you part. There needs to be a fat clause in there, right? For the girl. For the guy, it's for until broke do you part. So if she gets big or if I get broke, then the vows have like a built-in out clause, like a 30-day out or a 60-day
like an
out.
Option.
Right.
All right.
Wow.
And there's no non-compete in there. You can immediately roll over into the next relationship. But we're just kind of thinking on a more contractual basis. And I think
not so morbid,
No, it's not morbid. It's based on honesty, is what it is.
Yeah, but if you saw her ballooning up to Lizzo's weight, I'm sure along the way you would try to help her get over whatever was driving her to head in that direction. That's part of a healthy relationship. You kind of
totally. And he said he'll take pictures all the time, and we'll look at pictures. He's like, okay, if you get to there, that's divorce territory.
That's divorce territory.
That's divorce territory.
So it must be So you're okay with learning that he doesn't truly love you?
You need to see divorce territory.
Divorce territory has pretty loose boundaries. It's not like I'm strict about it,
I'm
right?
fine. I'm
All
good.
right, so but let me ask you this: what if she was in a car accident and paralyzed from the neck down?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an uncomfortable one, isn't it?
No, it's totally
No.
uncomfortable.
Depends on what happens to my face, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. She's paralyzed from the neck down, and her face gets completely torn off by a baboon because this
Okay. No,
accident
look.
occurred at a wildlife preserve.
You found one of the weird loopholes, because if it went the other way and I was in a horrible car accident and I was paralyzed from the waist down, what do? What's happening to me?
Can you still talk on the radio and make money?
No, I kill myself. I'm killing myself.
So you're checking out.
If
Still broke, do us part.
Yeah, if I'm in a position where I can't smash and fulfill my marital duties,
He's offing
I'm
himself.
offing myself.
Okay. All right, you people wonder why I don't ever want to be in a relationship, a committed long-term
This is what a
relationship.
good relationship looks like. It's so funny you say that.
Not at all.
No, it's an absolutely horrifying relationship.
How many divorces have you had?
I'm glad it works
sick.
for you. Hold on, wait. Let me state, I am glad it works for you, but it is horrible. It is terrible, this relationship, but it works for you. And hey, God love you. God love you, two kids.
This is news to me.
We
He
are the
told you
happiest
that
couple you know.
now, but if she puts on a few pounds, suddenly, is this going to be your excuse for when you get caught cheating on her? That she's put on a few pounds and you had
If
to go out
she's
and recruit a
318
replacement?
pounds, yes, that will be my excuse. I'll be like, you look like a trash bag full of chili. Of course I'm sleeping on you.
There it goes again.
Okay. All right.
Can you stay under 318 pounds? Is that a fair request?
Absolutely.
See, thank you.
Can you stay under 200 pounds?
Yes, absolutely.
God.
But even if it did go 1 pound over 200, I've got red hair. I'm fine.
Okay, so that
There's
fits
a
one
lot
of
of gray area
one
between
of his
her and
boxes.
Lizzo that she can be safe in.
Lizzo weighs 318 pounds.
I think it was 308.
It was
wasn't
308. We looked it up.
No.
And why is that the barrier? Like, what about Lizzo? Or is it the weight, or is it both?
Man, that is a great question, because I think the barrier might be more like 260.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah. It doesn't have to get to
Monique
Lizzo
is,
before I'm jumping ship. Yeah.
Monique is a beautiful woman, but what do you weigh? 130 pounds? I don't even know what women weigh. I don't
What do
know.
you weigh, baby? Why don't you tell the world? What do you weigh? That's not
I'm
awkward.
not going to tell the world.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, because of that reaction, maybe I was a little bit low. 140. Let's say you weigh 140.
Fine.
Okay. James, she puts on 60 pounds and gets to be 200. You're telling me that you're not going to love her anymore.
No, I will. I will. That's Lizzo's 300 pounds.
No, but let's be
How about
honest.
a double? How about a double? If you gain a whole other person,
Yes.
like
she's
if you started out at 140 or 130 and you go to 260 or 280, like if you just gain another person, then maybe that would be. I think that's like the line.
See, I love this conversation because it really needs a rule like we have on who is too young to date, where it's half of your age plus 7.
Yeah.
We need a formula like that to answer this question.
No, most people don't, though, James. See, most people just love the person they're with and would,
Well, but I find that extreme. I like if my wife found me at 200 and I weighed 400, I could possibly see that as grounds for divorce. Like, I don't think I should lose control of myself that much.
Thank you.
I don't think any of you people know what love is. You obviously
You're divorced twice.
Oh my God.
That's right, because I've never found anyone who truly knows what love is like I do. That's why I'm divorced twice.
Right, but if you let yourself go like that, I mean, you've got something going on that's not healthy.
All three of you people are monsters. I just want you to know that. You're monsters. You're monstrous human beings.
I'm not saying it's divorce, but you would certainly want your partner to help you along the way.
I'm not saying it's divorce, but I wouldn't want to sleep with her anymore.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you would try to help that person because obviously something is mentally going on. You don't think if you gained your whole person weight wise that you're having some issue? You're taking your emotions out on food?
Okay, yeah, but that's different. That's different. Recognizing that there is some issue is not the same as we're going to have it in paper that I get to divorce you if you have this issue. You're supposed to work through stuff. Listen to the guy that's been divorced twice. He knows.
Yeah, you did a lot of work through it. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you know when it's time to go. Sometimes there's just nothing to work through. All right. Well, that was an interesting conversation, and I wish you two crazy kids the best. And I hope to God your kids never hear this conversation because
listen, part of the reason I was bringing this up is I would like both of your inputs on what would be proper modifications to the marriage vows.
Death till us part. That's it. That's basically it. That's all you need.
What about till broke do us part? No one flinched at that one. No one flinched at the fact that if a guy ceases to bring in money, that's grounds for divorce.
Yeah, I think that's awful as well.
I don't agree with that one.
Yeah, you that's a piece of shit thing to have written into your marriage vows.
Okay, but think about the guy that doesn't work. He could work. He's able-bodied, but he just sits on the couch and lives off of his wife. She goes out and she makes tips at the bar, or she is pushing paper in some office, and he just lets her pay all the bills and chills.
Well, I think that's a little different. I think that's someone with a lack of drive. What you're suggesting is
no. That's kind of what I'm thinking
You're
of.
painting the picture of someone right now. You're painting the picture of somebody who, from the very beginning, has been a bit of a loser. Someone who's lazy and not motivated.
But you chose to marry that person.
Yes, exactly. What did you get? Did he tell you his band was going to make it and you bought into that dream? And then it turns out his band didn't make it. That dude has consistently been a loser. That is not a change in situation. What I thought you were saying in the beginning was a guy who has a lot of money, who has accomplished something, and then something bad happens and he loses it, then that's okay to leave that guy.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. No. And it's a pretty close analog to the female situation, to where she is this weight, and you have the expectation if you marry her, it's at least going to continue on that trajectory, and then all of a sudden she balloons up huge. For the guy example of that, I should have explained myself better. It's for a guy who, when you meet him and date him and marry him, he has a job and he's got a career and he has drive, he has ambition, and he's making money. And then one day, like in the Fred Flintstone car, he just pulls up his feet and stops pedaling. That could be
something is going on. There's some issue.
It is, but it's like the woman that balloons up to 308 pounds.
Well, but you have to work with your partner through that.
Well, that would be nice, E, but if he doesn't want to work with you, that could be a legit grounds for divorce, and perhaps we should write that into the divorce.
Well, I think that's where you get with substance abuse. Like I think
fair point too. That could be a great clause. I think
that's possibly where you go, okay, if this person is going to continue to do that to themselves, I can't be around to watch it. That may be, but that causes divorce all the time. I mean, if you go into any of these programs, like, a guy's an alcoholic, a guy's a drug addict, a guy's a cheater, a guy's a gambler, any of those vices.
Yeah.
I mean, that puts undue stress on the other partner, the marriage, and ultimately it's selfish.
You're so right. So how do we write that in the marriage vow? Till death do you part, till addiction do you part, till fat do you part, till broke do you part. Like,
well, I think it's whatever that addiction is, at some point they go over the line and then they start injuring the other partner or being abusive in some way to the other partner.
All right. Can you just write this down? If you somehow suffer from meth mouth, I get to divorce you. That'll be the line. If she suddenly becomes not even that she's a drug addict where she can't work, but if she becomes a drug addict to the point where, like, if you ever had You ever had a waitress or something somewhere when they smile, you're like, ooh, she does meth. Like, you know what I mean? The meth tooth thing, the meth mouth thing. There you go. Put that in there. Write
This
that
is
in.
why it's so extreme. This is why it's till death do you part, because there's so much like gray area in between. I mean, like, okay, so been listening to a bunch of things right now with Elizabeth Holmes, the Thanos character.
Yeah.
Theranos.
Well, yeah, well,
Okay. Okay.
right.
Well, whatever. Despite whatever she's going through right now, the person she married just recently and had a kid with just recently is a guy who is 10 years younger than she is and happens to be like a billionaire, you know, an heir to some old money
Mm,
in like the hospitality industry in California. So
okay.
she's living in like Green Gables, all okay. Regardless, she's a criminal.
Mhm.
And this guy married her despite all of that and is standing by her in trial this whole time for love. It depends on your human connection. It depends on like your relationship with somebody else, despite whatever factors are happening with that person. You could be a criminal, you could be as big as Lizzo, you could be a cheater, you could be broke,
Yeah.
whatever. It's till death do you part because there's so much gray area.
Well, death do you part. That's just a crazy little grouping of words we put together. You said it perfectly. It's about just loving the person. If you love the person, then it really doesn't matter if they're standing trial. You stand by them because you love them, because you believe in them. Now, that's a weird combination that you just put in there because Elizabeth Holmes she's on the spectrum. She's like Asperger's or there's something because she's got a whole other thing going on that makes her, in my mind's eye, unmarriable. You know, like there was like if I had
Somebody
met her
married her.
if I met
It
her
was
in a
a
bar,
billionaire.
I'd be like, that is a weird woman. That woman is weird. So to fall in love with that, you know, maybe he's weird too. I don't. Are you trying to say that you think it's odd that even though he's got billions and so he's not really with her for money or anything, he's independently fine. Are you
No,
saying
I
there's
think
something
people can
weird?
be weird whether they have money or not, or whether they're fat
But
or
are you
not,
saying it's
whether they're
weird that
whatever.
he's standing by her through her
Yeah,
trial?
he's into that.
Yeah, I think he loves her. You
Yeah, I
know?
mean, you can't control who your heart loves.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't think, I mean, you might not want your heart to make you feel that way, but I mean, you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah. The heart wants what the heart wants, as they say.
Can I just totally be the cold blanket or whatever and
You always
disagree?
are.
Yeah, you are you are the one.
Of course, you can control what your heart wants. You're in control of your damn heart. It's not just some sort of rabid animal that is chasing rabbits and you're forced to go along with it. It's just a weird coincidence that I have a thing for pale redheads with big boobs, and I happen to marry a pale redhead with big boobs.
You're a
Really? No, the
broken
heart wants what
human
the heart
being.
wants. Oh, it happened to want what I've been like sort of chasing my entire life. Like my fetish. Oh, yeah, that's what my heart wanted. Oh, no, that's what it is. It's my heart.
You are broken. You are. I mean, I
Well,
love it. Don't get me wrong, but you are broken.
I
I'm
mean,
not
so what you're
broken.
saying is it would
A
be
little bit.
easier then for you to get over Monique if you found another pale redhead with big boobs.
That's just kind of my thing. Like
Who's
that's what I'm
younger and
into.
richer? So
Right,
there you
but
go, Monique. How do you like that?
person who lives inside that body is
I'm not
not
sure who
going
I'm married to anymore.
Yeah.
is not going to have the same brain chemistry, the same reaction to you, she's not going to have the same thought process. So even though physically you're attracted to that style woman, I don't think your heart is going to make a connection the same way it made a connection to Monique because of those physical attributes.
Oh no,
So-
I agree. It's not like I don't feel this way about all pale redheads.
Big boob pale redheads.
Big boob
That's
redheads.
Well, there
Big
would be
found the
there
good
may be
one.
the like animal instinct attraction, but
Oh, that's
you're not
definitely
gonna
there.
you're not gonna have the heart attraction, and
No,
it's the heart
agreed.
attraction that hurts.
No,
It-
no,
it-
look, I agree. I'm a complex person capable of nuance and detail. It's not just I'm a rutting moose says, "Oh, pale redhead." No, you're right. You're right, Emil. I'm capable of true human emotion.
Well, but I'm saying
Good God.
you have a broken heart. You don't have a broken penis.
I don't have a broken either.
But when your heart's broken, your penis doesn't work. It's not attractive.
May all your dreams be wonderful, each and every day.
Yeah,
And may you walk in righteousness and always do what's right. This can be the start.
You know, I think if Jodie Foster heard this would win her over.
Shut up, James. You've said quite enough. Let's learn about love from John Hinckley.
May everyone be on your side at each and every turn.
Roses and lace.
You have the smoothest ride.
Roses and lace.
Receive what you have earned. This can be the start of something new. Roses
Can we see it too, please?
they are meant for you. May peace be with you every day in every kind of way. May good things come into your life to have a blessed day.
Hanukkah.
This can be the
does sound like that.
of something new. Roses and lace, they are meant for you. This can be the start of something new.
Yarmulke.
Roses and lace, they are meant for you.
No show tomorrow because we've got the kids. We'll see you tomorrow for High Noon, Pugs and Company here on the Radio Misfits Network. Bye, everybody. By the way, don't listen to James. Listen to John Hinckley. This can be the start of something new. Roses and lace were meant for you.
And thank you, Monique.
Bye. Thank you, Monique.